Oh, did someone say lip smack? There's your lip smack.
It's hard to get it picked up.
Well then, hello everyone.
No, I didn't
It's
say it. I
showtime.
posted it as an emoji.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the circus.
Hello.
Or the detective agency at the moment, I suppose. Yep. I'm Hida Firechar, your usual ringmaster and magician of the circus. Now detective, because we're going to play Great Ace Turn, and we have my troupe, which is Kururu.
Hello.
We have Ryan.
Ohio.
And we have Chronobel.
Hello.
And we have Kurulu.
What's up?
Looking sexy. Did you evolve?
What?
He did it.
Oi,
Did
he's
I
not-
evolve? Yes.
he's not a chibi anymore.
We're not
I
chibis
grew.
anymore. We've new year,
I was
new us.
marinated for long enough.
Oh.
Marinated.
Your coots evolved into coots.
Like a coots to coots.
What is your next Digivolve then?
Digivolve?
Oh, the
You don't want me to put on that one. That's gonna scare people.
Oh my gosh.
I think
A deep growly voice.
you had both versions on your Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just meant like your viewers are not ready for what that looks like.
Oh my
We'll
god.
descend
Why
into
not?
madness.
As in like it's horror.
I
descend
play
into
plenty
madness.
of horror games. Every Saturday I'm playing Fatal Frame at the moment.
You played Resident Evil.
Oh, and played Resident Evil as well. So yeah, I've seen
Also,
enough
there's
games.
Boro.
I
Yeah,
can
Boro.
put it up for a moment. And swing back.
Horror.
We have Boro who comes by regularly. So
See.
the eldritch horror is embraced here.
Oh, it's coming.
We love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's done.
All right, I've done it.
There we go. A PNG
Oh.
is smaller than your.
Cute.
Oh,
Cute.
Yeah, this is kind
So
of cute.
cute.
It's not
I
cute.
love it.
It's
Oh
not
my
cute.
god, those hearts
Let
on the
me
tentacles.
actually.
No, those are not hearts.
It kind of looks like hearts.
God.
So adorable.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Destroyed my
That's really nice.
reputation
Embrace.
as a
Embrace
creature.
the cuteness. Kawaii.
Yep, yep.
Oh, you are not a zombie. I thought you were a zombie.
No. Eldritch horror.
You can
But
see on the
cute.
arm there, it's a suit.
We
Oh.
ruin every eldritch horror reputation here.
Wow. First we downplay Boro, and now we're downplaying.
Yeah, it's a theme. If you're eldritch horror, you're adorable.
I could put on a voice
Aw.
mod, but I won't do that to you.
What? I want to hear it.
No,
I'm curious. I'm
I gotta-
curious.
It's scary.
No, Bally's scared.
Alright. It's been a while since I've done an actual voice for it, though, so if it doesn't work,
Hey there, Nates.
don't
You-
blame me.
You afraid?
Hello,
Bally's
Nate.
put on mute.
You scared?
Hi,
Hello.
Nate.
Nothing to be scared of, Natesy.
Cute. It's cute.
We'll protect you in the circus.
That is right in my ear. That is right in my ear.
Do you like
Nita
it?
ASMR. Can you put a redeem for the ASMR?
That would be sick.
Yeah, I'll do it. I have points.
I might need.
got points
I
to
need.
spend.
I might need an extension for my mic stand, so that I can actually have it in front of my mic, because
I'm gonna
now
do this right
I need to
now.
lean into it.
Oh,
Okay.
I think a boom.
Do you
arm.
want it in ASMR version that I get closer to my mic?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nyara nyara.
Aww, it's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute. Thank you.
Adorable.
So we still haven't heard that voice.
Adorable.
可愛いおことですね。
Like, what did you say?
Okay. So,
Yes.
That's your Eldritch
Coots,
voice.
are you doing an
log in, I'm
Eldritch voice or?
sorry. I
Okay.
had to log in.
Oh, okay. You're doing
I
actual.
haven't used the voice since like October.
What are you using for?
Oh, you were
those
doing
voice mods?
I use voice mod.
voiceover.
Oh, voice mod. So, okay. Is that a free program?
You can use it free, but I paid for it.
No. You are going to change back later, right? Or
Yes.
otherwise I need to fix it on your
No,
the gaming
I'm
screen.
gonna change it back later. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I should. Why would I be scared? Right? Yeah, you're right, Nancy. You shouldn't be
Nate's
scared.
is strong.
This company,
brave.
this company is a-okay.
No, why would I be scared? Alright. Alright, just give me a moment.
We're not scared. I'm just a bunch of normal people.
Like we have.
Hey.
Wait, I didn't necessarily look into. You're just human, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
I'm
we have,
just a human
we
being.
have- we
Oh,
have
Mobo is
two-
not on my shoulder. Mobo is the god, usually.
we
the
have
hamster.
two normal humans, an angel of time, and an human
Eldritch being.
an eldritch being disguised as a crayon, like human, right?
Still
Wait,
trying
is
to log
Nate's
in.
like a hunter? Like a
Nate's is a
ghost
paranormal
hunter?
specialist.
paranormal specialist?
Yeah.
Oh, paranormal.
Paranormal.
How do you
She's
spell
gonna hunt you
paranormal?
guys.
She is not
Oh,
an
no.
eldritch investigator. Or anything.
That's pretty paranormal to me.
Mhm. I should change
Can you hear
my.
this?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay, so the way that I talk is like this.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
so
nice.
Oh.
Nice try.
Well done.
So adorable.
You're lovely.
It's so cute.
It's not
Do it
adorable in
again.
the slightest, but if that's how you wish to think of it, then sure.
Yes. We
I'm
love
sure
to hear it.
only
love
Drew
it.
and maybe he does think Isabella is more scary for me. It's cool. It's cool. But on the scary side.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Nah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I am also
Mocking.
very easily scared, so maybe I
Stares
don't
at you.
count.
Stares at you dead in the eye. Grr, bark.
Oh
So-
no!
I
Oh no!
love
What's
that, I love
happening?
that. Please do another ara in this voice.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, here we go. Nah.
I love
That's weirdly hot, to be honest.
it. Yes, honestly, that was very sexy.
So
I love
anyway,
this, thank
We
you.
love Cooch.
getting this show on track because we don't have that much time for Great Ace Attorney.
Whoops. We're here to play game.
we're here for Ace Attorney, yes.
What?
We just miss each other so much. It's been 3 weeks.
I know, right?
Yeah, we're
but I
catching
don't know. I don't necessarily know how long we're going to be able to play. So we should
Yeah, we're
actually
still
get the
catching up.
show on track at
Is
some
my
point.
voice back to normal?
Yeah,
Yeah, your voice
Yes.
is back to normal.
Okay.
your form
Sadly,
not, but still.
Oh, I know I gotta change it soon.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
I'm questioning
putting
my
it wrong.
taste now.
What?
I know, right?
Yeah, I know that's the whole thing, isn't it?
Alright, it's been switched.
Mhm.
Go back,
So
go back.
sad. What do
Wait,
you mean go
Mental-
back?
Hot instead of scary.
It's pretty hot.
I'm so big.
well, yeah, your
Chris is big.
Eldritch form was kind of like a small the PNG?
will-
Shimo.
Yeah.
Probably because it's a full body and this is like half.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's recap the episode.
Where's your legs? Just kidding.
Wow.
They've been chopped off.
My legs! My legs!
My leg.
That's the scariest part.
Yeah, VTubers are very scary because most of them don't have legs.
Yeah,
I do.
no legs.
I do. Anyway, last time in Great Ace Attorney, can someone recall still? After 3 weeks' time.
Maybe.
Was I
We
here?
were in the trial.
We are in the trial, yes. I don't
I
know
think
who was
Voodoo
there.
wasn't here.
I don't think I
so.
was here.
Oh yeah, I did the freaking smoker voice.
Just
the smoker maid.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did my part. Okay.
Because we had to replace it somehow.
yeah. I sound just like that.
No, you're thank you. But yeah, last time you started the trial, and we kind of established nothing yet because we were trying to prove that our client didn't take the route that,
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember.
that came across with the victim, so that he couldn't do it.
Everyone,
And then
everyone decided, in the jury decided that he was guilty, and then we had to convince everyone to
yeah, and then they changed the vote. But then everything that we've proven in the in that argument got disproven by by Van Zieks, as per usual, because he needs to be quiet during the closing argument or the
Opening statement.
no. What is this sequence called again that you need to convince this jury?
rebuttals,
The
cross-examination.
The thing.
the thing, yeah.
The thing.
Yeah, let's just call it the thing. Let's just go go to the streamings, to the game, I suppose.
Yeah,
Oh,
miss this.
also,
Oh.
that is totally random, but I wanted to say something to Kuru. Oh, Kuts is covering me. Oh
yeah.
What are you guys doing? They're rude.
Just one
She said
moment.
no pickles.
I'm gonna quickly order everything.
Yeah. What do you want to?
Don't worry. I just wanted to say to Kuru, good job on your rig. Our friend Lily rig, because
Oh,
today's
Lily, yeah.
her debut, and I was lurking, and the rig is amazing. You did great.
Oh,
Yeah, it was good.
thank you. I worked hard. That's my daughter right there.
Yes, you are every mama.
Yeah, and I'm proud of her.
Aw, that's pretty nice, yeah. You raised that.
I'm gonna have like a whole army of sons and children one day.
Yes, I will
I'm
be
just
your
waiting.
your daughters
Hopefully in the
too,
wholesome
maybe.
Yes. Let's go.
Anyway, I'm sorry for that
That's okay.
random.
Okay, well no, that's
Alright.
okay. Let's start this, shall we? If I get, there we go. Let's
Oh, the
continue
clock.
with this.
I don't remember
Good sound
back
effect.
there playing because I don't remember very well what happened last time. Like it's all foggy in my head.
You were drunk?
We pretty much got into. Okay, we pretty
Maybe I was
much.
just sick as well.
Let us get into the game, and then I can, through profiles and everything, we can kind of like here court record. So, murder victim or not murder yet is Olive Green.
Okay.
Oh no.
This
so
this
cute.
chubby
Yes,
lady.
she's so cute.
She's the victim, and she's hospitalized and still in comatose
I hope
since
she
her
lives.
attack. Then we, our client is Soseki Natsume. Yeah, scholar sent by Britain to Britain by the Japanese government to further study English. Yeah, he is quite a. We already know his character.
Weirdo.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He's interesting.
Special.
let's call it that.
Unique.
But he was found running from the scene of the crime, and everyone suspected him for being the perp, of course. We're defending him, so yeah. Let's see. For the proof,
I'm starting to remember now.
the evidence so far is that we let's see. Can I? Yeah, my mouse is here. So
Oh yes, yes.
we had Boron books, which supposedly was the first thing that people thought our client went to actually go, and he took this route where the victim where he would cross the victim before he would get to his home. But he got to your books, so they thought that
And
he
there
went
were,
this
like,
way around, but we established that he might be going this way around because there was working construction there. So we kind of like swayed the jury of their like guilty verdict by saying like, well, this is wrong because he had to take the other way, the long way around. That's where we are actually at the moment. At the moment, Von Ziek's kind of like negated everything that we proved in the closing argument, and yeah. That's where we are. We had not much to go, not much extra at this point in the case. We just had new witnesses coming up, so yeah, that's where we're at.
Oh. Now I remember more.
Oh, yeah, this is me. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's you.
Gotta get back to the.
You're playing the sexy boy.
Yeah.
Boy. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Oh, she's cute.
Aww.
He's eating his.
Okay, who wants to play Rolly?
By the way, when he's saying "sa," he's trying to say "sir." He's just that cockney.
Oh.
Is biting is
Yeah,
stop.
Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
writing this.
Well, his cap is all kinds of bent and banged up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mhm. I can try doing game.
Mm-hmm.
Possible right beats, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir.
You okay?
Who wants to take Patricia?
Ryan.
I'll do it.
We don't have much famous roles.
Uh,
Mrs. Beast. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife.
Sure. Let's go with that. What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've not been married long.
Oh, they're married.
In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
No, that wasn't. It was your husband I was talking about. He seems tired.
Oddly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Is it now?
Oh, really? I'm
What's
sure
the
I've
beat?
heard that before, actually.
Indeed. Apart from rare day off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know?
Damn.
They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check the meters, and are reading through. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like polishing duties at all.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd collapsed long ago.
Yep. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor.
He's a Bobby.
Yeah. Little Bobby.
And a man slaps longer.
On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. And they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? Oh my god, their name is Beat?
Because they're
That's
patrolling
right,
the
sir.
beat.
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly?
Rolly beat.
How about Rolly Beats, sir? Nothing to report on the streets, sir.
What a great witness he's going to be.
Sa! Sa, dude.
That was sounding like crows. Very good. Sa, sa.
Sa, dude.
Sa, dude. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw in the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
No.
Or maybe not.
Witness
Yeah.
testimony. What would witnesses saw?
Nothing, because he was asleep.
It was our wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out over a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyways, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man and the dog. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day.
Wow. This is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Here, this postman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene today. I can't speak, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Same for me.
If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events to be established in the submission examination will be questioned. Alright, we also established that the person who saw Natsume was an old man that have a similar coat to the victim and wasn't the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This was for Kuro that wasn't there last time.
Yeah. I'm paying attention.
Oh, did I accidentally... Oh. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, that was because I accidentally pressed the joystick button? Oh well. Let's see. Logs. History, here.
There we go. It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place.
What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary, too.
Oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that.
Us, The life of a London puppy sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. Okay, let's see. On an anniversary, and Rolly was talking.
How did you open the door? Give me a second. My cat just opened the door. I don't know how she did that.
Oh, he's learning.
Well,
They're evolving.
my cats could open a door.
My cat just jumps on doors.
Yeah, she
Nice.
jumped and she opened the door somehow.
Yeah, that's what my cat can do as well.
I was like, I don't see anyone. We just entered the room. I don't get it. Why is it so noisy and the door is open and it was my cat?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yeah, sorry, we can continue.
Okay, let's see. Our testimonies. Let's see if we need to press some things.
What you eating?
Frutella? Just candy.
Candy?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not sharing?
You didn't bring enough for the class.
I'm sorry,
And you didn't bring it up for the whole class?
I can't necessarily bring it over through the internet, right?
What? But we're right here next to you. What do you mean?
I would have shared it if we could. Let's press this on. 2 silhouettes?
That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briarwood in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man.
That doesn't sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print. And like Mr. Natsume.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
And you're certain that at that time there was nobody else nearby.
Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see.
I love how she has like starry eyes.
I know, she's like a little like plush doll, and I adore her.
He also has starry eyes when they
Does he?
open. Yeah, I think it's because they're newlyweds.
I also love the oh yeah, that is a cute thing. I also like his like little blush on his nose and his cheeks. They're both just very adorable.
There was nobody
Ears.
else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
I really love the idol animation for the officer as well, just munching on his like cord.
Nom, nom, nom. Speak.
Well, yes, that's right. Of course, there was light fog on the ground.
What if that's like pulling the string at the back of like a Woody doll?
No.
Maybe you talk like she has
There's a
to pull
snake
this-
in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a
There's a snake in my
boot.
But Barrier Road is dead straight, and you could see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there is the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other by the thrills.
Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you've just said?
Yes, sir. As a copper spends all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets.
Oh
as
my
work
God.
needs, sir.
She really adores her hobby.
She's just so happy with him.
I am as sure as my love for Patricia is true.
He has stars in his eyes as well.
It's so cute.
This is what
Oh my
Shut
god, they do a whole thing!
Then we had the Opat O'Reilly.
I
Dialogue.
said Opat, but Ryan didn't say your.
Oh, Rolly.
They're still maintaining that there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
It makes it seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Nasume, did it? He fled the scene all too conveniently, then convincingly. Yeah.
Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
Scared something. What do you mean by that?
Oh well, I couldn't quite make out what it was this time. But then we got closer. We realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
What? Yes, that's right. It was some old books.
I see, old books.
Yes, sir. The copper dust dropped a number of them, all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Indeed, it's clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
We saw him. It was the man in the dock. Without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the taunt mark, the snub nose, everything.
Any more insults you can want to throw in?
That's right. He looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
Why is it that I love this character so much? The starry eyes just sell me every time.
Cute long hair.
I see. This is tough. They seem as though they are telling the truth here.
May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his
Oh,
wife.
hey there, Marion. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's a full house, yeah.
Ita.
There you go.
Sorry.
It's really weird when I go from talking like this to
Ita.
Well, I was saying hello to Marion, who was saying full party today, so I muted myself and just had to.
Ooh, level up,
Okay.
streamer.
Now please continue.
Cheers.
Jeez.
Yes, sir.
Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No. I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I'm the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? Ah, yes, that's right. I asked Miss B to go. I was off duty.
Duty.
Thank you. By that point. But a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course. So I felt obligated to stay and guard the scene.
Bobby's never truly off daddy.
Daddy!
Daddy.
You're calling me that? Very laudable, Mr. B. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I sent Patricia, you see? I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly with the right police box?
The one with Doctor Who.
The blue one that travels through time and space.
Bigger on the inside.
Depends on the crime's location, you see. As to deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed at wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from a Bobby on duty. There's nothing more fun than a young couple in love working together, you know?
Aww.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved by the actions of 2 model citizens.
Oh, please, you're making us blush. Isn't he, darling?
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir.
Let's move on, shall we? But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you?
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know.
Right.
The light from that street lamps was more than enough.
Oh my gosh.
And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Yes. What of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. It's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm.
You couldn't see.
Yes, alright, I'll take your point. Now could you stop shaking your husband about?
The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why
Well,
we
that
can
was the
tell you
point.
for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
Yes. It was the accused and no mistake.
Every time she pulls that scarf, you hear something break. Your bones break. Or crack, at
It
least.
says... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the dark mouth, the snoop nose. Unmistakable, sir.
As far as the couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Suzuki's son they saw running away from the crime scene. Scene of crime. So that's it. That's their entire testimony.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhata?
Well, I hate to admit it, but hearing that testimony really does seem as though Mrs. Beat saw. Is it Mrs. or Miss Beat that you read like that?
Mrs.
Yeah, Mrs. I thought so. Saw what they saw. That Mr. Masuna running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
Members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no. What we do? Then what do we do?
Atsuma-sama, we're here.
What are you trying to say?
I think we will try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean somewhere else?
The statement about seeing Mr. Natsuma is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh. One moment. Hey there, Hida the Fire Charmer, thank you for the raid.
Ooh, hi, Hida the Fire Charmer.
I love how their
Wait.
name is so similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Wait a minute.
How are you doing?
How are you, Ida?
Oh, it's the
Hope you
person
had
that
a great stream.
The person from
person that-
Squid Game.
from Squid Game. The one Ryan was watching. We had to guess, and
Yeah.
yes, we
That
did
was
that.
Fusion.
We were
Squid
killed in the
Chaos.
next round.
Yeah, I got killed next round as well.
Me too.
Anyway, let's sorry if we're not really interacting with chat much. We're kind of going and reading through the dialogues. I do try to interact with it a little bit every now and again, but might be having some delay. So anyway, all right.
Simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in the statement somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial must reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
Why do I always seem up against? Yeah. Why do I always seem to be up against it? Okay. This is definitely a statement that we can't contradict because that's true. Probably.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What evidence could we throw at any of the things, though?
Do we have a map? Can we see the map?
Mm-hmm.
The X is where the murder happened.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now you have these. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Wait,
What?
the photo.
Yeah, what's about? Huh?
Oh no, never mind.
Now let's let me press this one real quick because we haven't done that and the rest is also already pressed. No time to change after work, you say? Are you a member of the police, Mrs. Beat?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you probably can see, yeah. You can probably see why children, the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
What? I just finished my beat. But and I were eating back. duty station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Yeah, he's eating his helmet strap, yes. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
Wow.
Damn. Wait, if she
Yeah.
can't even recognize him in plain clothes, then how is she gonna recognize who the hell is the murderer?
Sounds kind of sus there, buddy.
It's Sassy.
Baka.
Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished the beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir. Yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But balancing is my life, sir. As long as I am the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the hand.
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir. Proud that I am a London copper. It's just the noble founding principle of the first written on it, as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. Sworn duty. I'll patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the plotting of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure.
So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then.
Sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with Miss Beat puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh, but
Oh, Rolly.
oh, what a charming couple! Their young love is such a joy to behold.
A little over the topish, perhaps.
And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it.
What? No. Oh no, it's really not that at all.
My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail. Everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I could tell you the names of every single one I could. Every single one.
Then do it.
Oh. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
Will do, Mrs. Beat.
No, it won't do at all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. I need a manager. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will.
I really didn't mean cause of offense. Please put your husband's fist down.
It is pissed out. Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat? Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling?
Huh.
You know, he's also
This
very
one.
much like a horse.
Oh my god.
With the
Munching
bit in
on
his
hay.
mouth and like how she pulls it in like a...
Oh, yeah. Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say.
Sorry, I gotta sit back up. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, well, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm a proud policeman's wife after all. I did it for Raleigh.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest. He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you've regaled the court with tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? There was The Picture of Monsieur Somebody or Other, and What's It Yearnings. Then there was A Meal for Someone, and the last one was definitely The Thingummy Something.
Oh my god, that's me doing an interrogation.
Thanks for the host,
Something,
Peter.
someone.
You see?
Just cross-referencing.
She said like 4 books. Or...
Well, these titles don't really correlate with the list that she counted, right?
I mean,
think
She did
it's
say
there
the
is a
picture
meal
of
for
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. She did say all of those.
Oh, okay.
But I think she said 1 extra.
True.
Wait, look at the history real quick.
Oh, the history, of course. Pictures of Monsieur somebody. Okay, that's... What's it,
Yeah, she
yearnings?
said 4 of them.
Oh, okay, so it's 4, yeah. I see. There are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well, they were all along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Is he allowed to
Uh,
have that?
Anyone who upset my Patricia will admit to answer to.
Put down the gun.
Damn, boy. Terrifying.
Yes, she really is. We already had this dialogue. Now we just need to present the evidence to the new statement about the books. Oh yeah, she's already said like 4 books that dropped at the scene.
Yeah, but we only have 3 books.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, you're saying that there are 4 books?
That's right, I remember all of them. The Picture of Monsieur Somebody, What's It Yearnings, A Meal for Someone, and The Thingummy Something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. There's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no! What flaw?
Simply that the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books.
Your books?
Yes, and it details that Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
Only 3? But no, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you, 4 dirty old books.
Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from the evidence as well, there are only 3 books.
But I just don't believe it. I saw them there. I swear, I saw them.
No, madam. I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! No!
I was about to say, at least she's not purposely lying like some of the other ones would, but
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
know anymore. It's plainly evident. That it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend.
What?
What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accursed... The accused running from the scene.
Oh.
A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving.
Ow.
So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies.
Bleh. Can't fucking talk today.
Would that be fair?
He says she's right through me.
But your plan is somewhat recoiled against you.
What are you talking about?
It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect.
Oh!
You see, the matter is not up for debate. Debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
But what about photographic print? It only shows 3 books.
Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print.
That print? You mean to say?
Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand.
I don't believe
But that's
it.
not the name of the book. Haha!
It's the 4th book.
Why is it burned?
It's a different title than the one that she thought of.
Mm-hmm.
As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso.
No. No!
Judge?
Judge.
Sorry. Order,
Okay, I was
order.
I was like, where'd she go?
Hmm.
I was looking down at my phone.
Look at that! Look, look, look!
Yes.
It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir.
Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please.
Oh yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur Somebody or Other.
Picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
What's in yearnings?
She's just more.
Canterbury Yearnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for... Cabral? In fact. I hope I said that correctly.
Cabrero? I don't know. Maybe it's French.
It is
Cabral?
French, I feel
Bro.
like.
Yeah.
Cabral. I think it's Cabral.
Bro. Yeah. Probably.
As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Exceptional.
Did you hear that, Rolly? This gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless.
But there's only 3 books on the receipt. And Mrs. Beat mentions 4.
There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly, the 4th book is that which is shown in the photographic print. But it's not.
I'm sorry, Counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt?
It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
The victim was holding her own book?
I wonder what became of that 4th book.
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence.
You would submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, Counsel.
I'm surprised the judge is actually like, excuse me, aren't you a little, like, isn't that odd to you? Like, this is the first time I've ever seen him do that. My pleasure, my lord.
Well, to be honest, this judge is somewhat more capable than the earlier Ace Attorney games' judges.
Yeah.
To be to be fair.
You know how they keep a judge on, like, until they die? Sometimes, like Supreme Court ones. That's what I feel it was. He was, like, late in his years. The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add.
What?
You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious, longer route to the accursed... I keep saying that. Accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination. And the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Future? I walked right into it if I did, didn't I?
You see? Everything we said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat.
You're already married, though.
wait a second.
So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have all you have to make all too apparent already. You have heard of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Sir Naruhodo, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, could very well make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now? Raise an objection, of course. I'm not done yet.
No, my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but... I can't think of what to say.
It's a May, Lord Van Zieks. Seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I am, to my shame, still very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential for and her opinions invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo.
One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So the court will hear you, madame.
Go ahead, Mr. Sato, please.
Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we have been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he is sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as oh my gosh, English is so hard.
It is.
Thoroughly as possible.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly. Yeah.
Thoroughly. Oh my gosh, it's impossible for me to say.
That's okay. Yes, I understand. And thank you, Mr. Sato. Well, let's examine that new evidence then, shall we?
Yeah.
We can't necessarily examine the photo because we can't necessarily, but we can examine the book. Let's see, the Lion's
title.
Pride.
It's different.
Let me see. It's a book entitled The Lion's Pride.
I'm afraid I don't know any English literature at all. So it wouldn't be something I've heard. Wait a minute. The Lion's Pride? That's strange. I think I've heard that of that book by name somewhere before, very recently too.
So I recognize you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, look at this. The book has been badly burned.
You're right.
Oh.
You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not with the letter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the discarded edges of the paper,
Paper.
I think the damage must be occurred very recently.
Book recently damaged by fire. Why did this raise a red flag with me? So,
Book
guys,
looks
do
kinda
you...
gross.
I heard you say I see and everything. What is your deduction from this?
The title is different.
Yeah, the title is different,
The
and
title is
also.
different?
Oh, sorry, maybe Kuro wanted to say that.
No. Here you go.
Do you remember there was a fire in Natsume's house? And a lot of his books
Yeah.
were burned. So maybe this book is from Natsume. Also because we remember it, maybe because Sherlock said that.
Natsume
was-
or
House,
John?
wasn't it in Gardepp's
Oh,
house?
John,
It
yes,
was
John.
it was the other guy, yeah.
They had a
Yeah,
fight
it's
and they had a
John.
fire
Yes,
in
not
their
Natsume.
home as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and the lion. He was obsessed with the lions. Yes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's why.
Mm-hmm. He certainly was. Okay,
Interesting.
this is it. Susato-san had managed to win his one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked.
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print at the crime scene. The fourth book found in the in the victim's hand.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence. This is
yeah.
my kryptonite. Kryptonite, I don't know if
No.
I heard so many aliens.
I get it. And hey, Susato is also from a different country, so not
Yes,
being
she
able
would
to.
say
Yes.
it perfectly.
The sound
cute,
T
don't worry
and there
about
is very difficult for Japanese people, so yes. Which means you might very well be on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right.
So, counsel. Precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals?
Well, of course, this burned section in the freaking back. I would like to. ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back? What do you... Good gracious! It's been burned to a crisp.
So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend?
Oh.
Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide?
The charred book. There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer then, Consul. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage the sorry Thomas suffered?
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's owner.
I beg your pardon?
But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has a very credible answers.
Good gracious, how can you possibly?
Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. What? But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry.
Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burned book?
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garabat.
Gasp.
The landlords?
And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for the jury duty in this courtroom today, is none other than Mrs. Garabat herself.
And oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garabat's wife. It's me.
Things would be so much easier if you just would drop the pretense. Alright then. How about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garabat's house?
I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
It's outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused's landlady, you say? You implicate this hardworking member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
This is not a mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time that the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in a room of the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garabab's house.
Good lord, what sort of incident, Counsel?
A fire, my lord.
Dun dun dun.
A what?
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
Oh, yeah, he did say that.
That was forever ago.
That was a long time ago.
At least 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
By Jove. The very same title that's the subject of this debate. Oh, dear me.
This is risible, whatever. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case,
Sorry, I'm adjusting position. Give me a moment.
It's okay.
Elena, you're
in which
bad.
yes.
Yes.
In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. It's a lot easier to do his voice when I'm on my stomach.
When you're acting sexy on your bed.
And
you're
entirely
like,
unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was a marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garabab was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garabab even amid the flames.
Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine him being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia will never raise a finger against me, sir.
Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got a hold of him, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen.
Incendiary books.
Thanks for the hydrate and stretch, Nancy. You guys as well. Just hydrate. Not on voicing, you need to hydrate yourself. And stretch as well.
yes.
Ouch. That was a bad idea. My arms is in pain for the vaccine.
Oh.
I'm not
Oh
doing
no.
that. It's okay.
The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious. Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. And there is no report of the Garabab's window pane being broken.
It would be
That's
open.
quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garabab's household. But it's not conceivable that the window was open at the time.
But there was a fire.
Yeah.
Not even remotely.
Thank you for
Let's
the
not forget-
bits, Nancy. Sorry.
Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Does the defense postulate the scenario in all seriousness, Counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garudab's wife?
I believe it's a possibility, my lord.
That's quite enough. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. I mean coward.
An anonymous cheerer, thank you for the bits.
Ooh.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a suspicion who that might be with the ghosties.
Oh, is there another mystery?
Shall I say Nate's?
He's just sneaking more bits in there.
Really?
Right after donating with your normal nickname. Claiming that our little thief set the whole neighborhood alight. Honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you?
Never said that.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing to do with this beastly case. Not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name.
No, I assure you, that was never my intention.
Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears. That's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
Too right. Here we go.
I'm gonna drink some more.
How long have we sat here now listening to this Nimponine sprouting out this fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache. And he ran away from the scene too.
That little hunchback with the mustache.
Yeah.
Like what a thing to say.
Yeah.
I forgot who the drawers were.
Oh, maybe it was me. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
I did declare you're right.
Well, it was Kutz.
Oh.
It was in case one.
Oh.
Because
It's true.
yeah, that one.
Yes, what did I tell you?
Makes sense to me.
What was that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's right, he can't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. Cool. What is your position, Lord Van Zieks?
In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. You haven't even drank it.
No, wait. The mystery of the fourth book.
Hey!
Leg.
Leggy.
Feet,
Books are
feet,
your
feet,
predilection, my learned friend. Study them on your own time.
feet.
Feet. Famous person's feet.
What? No forgifted discourtesy this time?
Ahem. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defense's culpability for the court of the year. Guilty, 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 guilty.
Did we lose?
Yeah, game over. Thank you for that unambiguous response.
It's twice now. It's over. Miss Suzata?
Maybe.
Go ahead, Miss
Who else
Suzata.
would call him
Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's the only one who called him
Pretty
this
much.
way. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up.
Miss Suzata?
Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet.
You're not suggesting.
Of course, the defense has the right to another submission examination at this point. You can still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord, defense asked to exercise the right of a submissions examination.
You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve.
I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there is a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. To be continued.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that's right. It's called the Clouded Kokoro.
Mm.
That's really cute.
You laugh at that every time you see the title. every week you.
Every week I do it.
It's been a while though, so yeah. I suppose looking at the time, are we going to wrap this up here? Well, at the to be continued stream. We could also.
That way we don't recap.
What?
Mm,
I mean, I
Not
don't know
sure.
how much time everyone has at their hands at the moment.
I am free.
I'm free.
I
Yeah.
am
I'll
sleepy.
go a bit longer.
I
Yeah.
am free but sleepy.
You can go for a bit longer. Okay, then we might just finish the examination, the summation examination maybe, and see how far we go.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Aw.
Let me open the door. Wait a moment.
Okay.
I've considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury.
You're
You're free. And I have determined that the court must
Okay.
uphold the defendant's judicial right to the procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second submission examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman.
We are, my lord.
Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime.
Back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
The accusers left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his.
Oh, it was me, yes. If there was another alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider.
Okay, this is me. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to the crime if the window was closed, can it?
Yeah, maybe it was only a little book. Hard to life-threatening, even with the direct hit.
Cheek jiggle.
Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble.
Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes.
He's so cute.
There's some
Yes.
characters in this chapter.
Considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course.
My learned student friend was unable to find the fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover...
Oh.
That's 2 glasses in this one time. No one else was even at the scene to commit the crime.
Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way.
That means, I'm afraid, that during this submission examination, it's essential to establish some other tangible explanation for the facts.
How? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here?
Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those 2 details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted.
And here I was thinking it might be hard.
But, Mr. Naradal, you have to do it! Otherwise, this reel will be where the trial ends.
No pressure then.
That's
pressure,
quite
no
enough
pressure.
preamble. Proceed with the submission examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel.
Oh, yes, my lord. Alright, Ryunosuke, focus your mic now. Clearly, the key to this submission examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid, or should I say, Mrs. Garibab.
We have a book that disappeared from the Garideb's house on the evening of the incident. And for the book, finding the victim ends.
There must be a way to link the 2. Yes, that's how we that's what we have to find. Using every technique I learned in my short career so far. Whatever it takes.
Keep an eye on Miss Garideb and how she reacts. I mean, to the things other people say.
In short, the game is telling us to press every juror.
Other than number 4.
Yep.
Pretty much. So I'll be talking to myself for this first bit. But as we know, now know, there were four books, not 3. Well, what's the difference? What difference does it make? There's every possibility the fourth book, that the fourth book in fact belongs to the defendant's landlord. Yes, that's the part where I have a problem with. Sorry? Well, at this point, the woman was stabbed. This landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap of his wife or something, you said? That's not exactly how I put it, no. Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened. Belle?
I think
Oh.
that's what you call a strong alibi.
So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it? Which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver is about.
I haven't heard that word.
It's a done deal. It's a done
Palaver,
deal,
yeah.
isn't it?
It's a discussion.
Yeah.
Palaver, actually.
I suppose it is, since I've nothing witty left to say. So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean?
My, such a light on your face, but I'm afraid I shouldn't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I'm a very modern, metropolitan, rational woman.
That's great.
If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see? Modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say?
Not at all extreme.
All I see it? An overwhelming suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelming strong testimony. So despite one or two minor punishments, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say?
Overwhelming.
Yes, modern girls are always delayed to embrace new facts, you know? I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one.
I'd be happy to do that too. If only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Modern metropolitan.
Right. I'm glad you admitted the rational there. But what about the possibility that the window was open? You could?
Oh, that's right. This is actually me for once. Okay. What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been.
How come you be so sure?
Prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoor. So now, their window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see?
But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you?
It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it.
Then what's the point in having windows, huh?
I mean, true.
Kindly refrain from childish bickering.
Oh, sorry? Somehow I need to show that there is an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Let's question her later.
Bye.
No, let's do it in order. But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not?
With flames of love. I'll have you know.
There really isn't such a thing as loving incendiary bomb.
It brought it upon itself. It's plain with fire to betray a fire of love. Isn't it? Well, do you agree?
No, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garabab.
Never you mind that. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute. Nothing more. And I won't have any more of the suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Right, well, we'll see about that. But I have a jury number 5.
He's getting a beer.
Oh my god.
He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mr. Garabab's relentless onslaughts.
It's built. Wait, is this me again?
No, it is.
It's quiet. Is everyone waiting for me? That's why I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-huh. Where's Belle?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I am here. I swear I am here actually, but I'm sorry. I'm just listening
Mm-hmm.
and not watching the stream. I mean, the pictures. So sometimes I am slow to react.
That's okay.
It's almost as story is used to it. What a gentle soul he is. Maybe like his wife is also like this.
You just want to get this over with. How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here.
Well, him and me both then. Like I said before.
What?
I told you already. I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning.
What?
You heard me. My missus doesn't want to mess about, you know. She can be fierce, believe you me.
Another shining example of marital bliss, then.
A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny, but I can't quite remember.
Sorry?
It was too frightening, that's the thing. Must have blocked it out.
PTSD.
Helpful.
Help!
Belle?
Wonder if Miss Pete will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scarf.
Don't even go there, Mr. Sato. There must be some way to jog his memory about this.
We need to unveil the PTSD.
It's important indeed.
Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Okay, good.
Okay. Sorry, what's that? You'll have to speak up, lad.
Could you tell us more about the fire?
It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on top of it. What a sight to behold it was.
You put candles on the cake?
75? Oh,
Well-
he thinks it's
Was that some kind of devil worship?
It wasn't, no.
Of course not. It was an angel cake. To celebrate my birthday, obviously.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
It seems that's common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo.
Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow them out. Only, I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles went flying all over the room.
Oh my god.
The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke.
Definitely sounds like a devil worship to me.
How many of them had problems with their couples?
By the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. How did you catch a cold from a fire?
What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as I tried to put out the flames.
Oh,
And
cute.
then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it.
Oh, that's important.
The windows.
The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did. I caught a terrible cold from it. It put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry.
No shit. I knew it was devil worship all along. Something about an old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason.
Devil worship.
I need to demonstrate. Ooh, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street. As well, he or she could have done it.
Yes, but once again, the jury's statements are full of personal projection. A lot of them seems convinced that they're right, even in the face of logical arguments and to the contrary.
Think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation?
Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their ancestrines. Just a contradiction might be to the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go for a strike.
Spirit?
So, we need to pit something against them, right? We have
I
him
think
one
we do have
The
something.
window.
for the
Yeah, the
window
window.
with him.
Yes. Also, guys, am I the only one when I do voice acting that sometimes do the same poses of the characters? Like the same movements?
Oh yeah, I do that as well.
Sometimes I do their facial expression. Right?
Yeah,
that,
that too.
that whole method acting thing.
Every single time that Susato do that, the thing with the hands, like, yes, I do that too.
These two jury statements clearly contradict one another.
They do? How exactly, Council?
It's so scary.
Good.
Oh, it's me again. Hello. Don't point at me again. I told you it wasn't me.
Oh, it was not you.
Good.
What's that you say? Speak up, lad. Speak up.
Juror number three, did you see?
Oh, me? See what, sir?
Did you hear juror's number 6 account on his birthday celebrations last year? It seems despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter.
Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the...
Here we go.
Oh,
Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garabos household, and Mr. Garrett had a following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh, look at her.
Oh,
Nervous?
Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that?
she's pouring us like it's
Mrs.
There's
Garabat!
whiskey in this cup. Oh dear me.
oh, the cheese.
What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am?
It's imperative that you confirm something with for the court. So please, this time, to drop the pretense now.
What is it?
When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window?
What? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating?
The room could have been thick with smoke after the carpet and the bookcase caught fire, did it? In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window.
What if I do? All right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window. Which can't have been easy, since I continued to give him just deserved book battering.
Even though your house was on fire?
Or you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise.
Oh, I see.
Well, of course. I should have realized.
That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You managed to establish that the windows was open. We simply must have that added to Miss Garidev's formal statement.
Now that you mention, yes, the window was open at the time. I clean forgotten, but it's true.
The window could have been open. Yeah, okay. Wait. How is this not the... I'm sorry, but the foreman of the jury, I have to object to complete nonsense. What? I'm not gonna voice this necessarily because this is a freaking fault. Doesn't... Right, so Miss Foreman. I will not permit whimsical attack against the good members of the jury. There was nothing whimsical about it.
Importantly, listen carefully to every juror, Mr. Naruhodo. Then you can decide where the contradiction really lie, if there aren't any.
I thought it was really... you mean yes, the open...
No, there was no contradiction because she said,
window could
yes,
have
the
been
windows was
open.
open, and yes, the window may be open, so they are saying the same thing.
Oh yeah, true. But what statement?
Oh, you can wait. What's the statement for 3 again?
3?
Yeah.
The window could have been open when the woman was throwing books. I mean, there's definitely a possibility. Yeah, and she's confirming that.
You could pit that against 1? Or do we have to re-examine the new statements now?
Well, there's only one new statement. We can ask... We can press this, I suppose. The 4th book found that the scene of the crime shows the very obvious signs of fire damage. The title of the book, The Lion's Pride, is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, that the book that Mr. Garabap told us he had been reading.
Well, I really couldn't say.
On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of Lion's Pride that he had been reading?
I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right.
Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset?
Because I couldn't. You insolent little man. I didn't remember. At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you lay your hands on. As well, you know.
I really don't.
I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it.
Oh?
What is it, juror number 5?
You know something? I remember what it was. That memory I blocked out.
What did you get thrown?
It was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back.
Oh my god. What are you calling a granny? Cheeky devil. Mrs. Garrett about the maid, I'll have you know.
Now she's admitting
It's
to
one
both.
or the other.
The woman doesn't even flinch. Please tell the man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that it's not because he's so used to being hit all the time.
It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work, like. I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day, and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out.
Oh dear. What a disaster.
You haven't heard the half of it, boy.
Oh?
The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day of wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me, it did. About an inch deep.
Yeah. No
scary.
words, just terror.
I could smell it then, you know. That god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was gonna end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it?
I'll never use the word lightly again.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammer, you name it.
Though, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. I just do suicidal takedowns.
No, I wasn't thinking that at all.
Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized, uncivilized.
Uncivilized, yeah.
At least attack with honor, using a bow or the like.
That's so much better.
What?
At least you can aim.
Attack?
At least you can
Who are
kill
you going
people.
to attack?
Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be already significant, I think.
Alright. We'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare.
He doesn't even need them. She has this.
Okay, we have now this one to
Yeah.
pit against him because no.
The novel
Oh,
alternative
maybe.
explanation.
These two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection.
Good grief. You mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, once.
Juror number 2. Do you think perhaps that this could be one of the novel alternatives?
Oh my! What do you mean?
An alternative explanation of how the victim was stabbed in the back.
What?
What are you talking about?
We've demonstrated that the 4th book, The Lion's Pride, was found on the scene of the crime. Originated from in Mr. Garabat's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other objects besides the book could have found its way to way from the Garabat's household to the street below.
Eh, what's that now?
After all, Mrs. Garabat could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole?
I'm beginning to think that that ever since the true origins of the book came to light, perhaps she had had a feeling this might be what had happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As a foreman of the jury, I demand a straight answer. You gave us a yearn about some other object making its way about the house. But what? What was it? I'm really thinking, I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't had any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that, at the very least, this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman. I'll try to explain the defense theory. The other object found its way from the Garabet household to the scene of the crime was... Juror number 4, Mrs. Garabab.
What now?
I must apologize in advance for this. But I need to confirm just, something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before?
Good Lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back. Man? Dude?
My dude.
Bro. What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Fuck,
My
man,
lord.
that was in his back, man. Why'd you pull it out, man?
Why do you have that?
My lord, remember when the victim was attacked? Mr. and Mrs. Garabet were in throes of an argument. Mrs. Garabet was hurling anything she everything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window. A window that has been opened to clear smoke for the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land on the scene of the crime. You can't seriously believe that. The book was found in the victim's grasp. Oops.
Are you saying that it flew out the window and across the street to land neatly in a hand?
Huh? Even my missus hasn't got a name like that.
Yes, I admit there are many details we don't yet understand. But at this point, that's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
My. His eyes.
Mrs. Garabab, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not?
Dead.
I wish to change my decision. I'm a human ward after all.
Thank you, madam. Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unwanted questions. Mr. Foreman.
I'd have to agree. Not that I think that Granny did it, mine.
Yes. You know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together now, ladies and gents.
Yeah, the Hulkman doesn't care.
Well, he probably didn't hear it.
Yeah, you probably didn't hear anything.
We did it.
Congratulations, Mr. Nakoto.
So, as a result of the defense's summations examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue. But it's time for Betty Bye right now.
Yeah, we're gonna stay
Yeah.
save and quit here. You don't have to read this. We're gonna continue from there.
Okay. You know? Okay.
Did you save? Okay.
It will save. I am now fully aware that it will ask me to save before I quit.
We've gotten a clue where to go from here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just remember these. It will be. Oh my gosh.
So
I'm
might this
losing-
court be all an accident after all?
Wow.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully
It
you
is
will
crazy.
remember this.
It's crazy, man.
That's so out there, dude.
Yeah, I find
Far out.
I find the
Far
English.
out.
I find the English localization a little bit weird at times with the dialogue. I mean, a lot of goodness gracious and mans at the end of sentences. I'm like,
Try to go
Where
for
does
that
it
like
come?
really genuine old British vibe,
yeah,
but
the
it's
old
like
British.
too.
It's like a little too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
oh, maybe yeah.
I wish I could do the British accent.
Well, maybe with enough practice you can.
yeah, it's not that good
Yeah.
anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
not worth it. Sorry, British people out there.
Yeah. Well, we certainly had a freaking amazing trial and everything, though. It is certainly heating
It's
up.
getting exciting.
Definitely.
Oh.
Now we need to establish what well, it was an accident probably. So,
Yeah, it's a possibility.
definitely. Okay.
I
Anyway.
didn't consider that at first. Like, without all this new information, it was like, oh, it was a murder, but no, maybe it wasn't.
It's just
Maybe it was an
it's
accident.
something else.
We'll find out like next week when we continue this.
Yeah.
So, as for ending this show, let us see if we can raid someone and see who we're going to spread the love with. Let's see. I think we are going to chill out with Dr. Yaki with his Genshin Impact stream. And yeah, indeed, Ryan put out the links for everyone who participated in this stream. Thanks everyone for joining me, as per usual. I have a lot of fun doing this
Thank you
with
for
you guys.
having us.
Thank you for having us.
Always.
You.
I'm really looking forward
It
to
was
next
fun.
week. And
Yeah.
thanks for
Let's
the
go.
thanks for the bit season 8s.
Ew.
Or is that just still delayed from the? No, it's new. Why didn't it appear in chat? Probably because there's no message to it. Maybe? I don't know.
It's weird.
It's weird. Anyway,
Life
we're going to start the
mysteries.
raid. Yeah, Ryan is already putting up the raid command. And here are our raid messages. If you're a sub, you can do it with the emote on the from the map. Or you can just do it with the general Tomb Raid emote. As for now, tomorrow morning I'll do a Fatal Frame 2 stream with Nate C. So for those who are up and early, you can see that. And otherwise, the Greatest Attorney will return next week. Thanks everyone for joining, both collaborators and viewers.
Back on schedule.
Yay.
Yay!
We're back.
And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
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 Bye.